I would still wear a coat.
You won't do that.
We're live. We're live.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you folks doing? This is Thursday.
Lucky
Thursday. You made it to Thursday.
Thoughtful Thursday. Today is the Thursday that never was before.
That's right. You've never been this old before. You've never known as much as you've known until this moment right now.
You've never experienced this Thursday. And we're going to talk about the three most important skills that
and I'm tempted to throw in a fourth, but go ahead.
I think it attributes to not just business, but life, or not just life, but business, both.
Yeah, it's three most important skills. We're going to talk about what they are, and this is coming from the classic book 932, the 9 most important words, 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions. It's coming from that book. I'll feature the book in just a moment. But thank you. I'm grateful that you guys are here today. We're hopeful that you have a good time with us, because we're going to have a good time.
We are
with you.
We're going to be right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I can work with a notebook that has a coffee ring on it.
Okay. I won't bother you with that no more.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hey, Leonda. Welcome back.
Leonda's in the room again.
Welcome back.
Leonda, you get to be a regular. We got to find you a jam.
Help us find you a jam, Leonda. What's the song? What do we want Leonda's song to be?
Like, is it a old school hip hop or rap or gospel or R&B or whatever, something that we can put the name Leonda in.
Absolutely.
And we'll sing it every time you come in the room.
Absolutely.
Because you have been faithful.
We appreciate it. But we do the whispers, okay?
The whispers. I love the whispers. Which one though? There's so many good songs. Rock Steady, Chocolate Girl.
I'm sorry. My ears are itching.
Something's off on the screen. Are we centered? I don't feel like I'm in all the way. Okay. Well, anyway.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Oh, are you in? It's a little bit overcast today.
Who also loves the whispers. And she goes and sees them every time they come to Raleigh. Deirdre.
Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
We got a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire songs. Help us pick one. You're picking two groups that have expansive libraries.
Right? Not too much to pick from there.
I'm saying Earth, Wind, and Fire could do 5 hours of songs
and not replay not one of them.
Whispers could do at least 3 hours of songs without replaying anything.
Can any of the artists of today do that anymore?
I don't think so.
I think they're saying that Beyonce and what's her name, Rihanna could.
They could. Drake could.
Drake could. I couldn't tell you one Drake song. I know that's gonna.
It's not gonna blow me away, but I do know that you can't come up with a name like that. But if you heard the Drake song, you'd recognize it. I think. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Yeah, only as a
late night when you need my love.
Yeah, not as a song that I would like, but as like a parody song, I would know.
That's one of my favorite songs to watch the parodies of. The way they joke that song, the way they joke how he dances, hilarious.
Rock, steady rocking all night long.
Okay, so we got to find.
That's not Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's the Whispers.
Okay.
Well, we got to find Leonda out of Rock Steady. Let's do that.
Leonda likes to rock, steady rocking all night long.
That might be a start. We're going to go down that road today. We're going to do that today unless we come up with a better version. But anyway, the 3 most important skills.
What's good? You going to get the book? Oh, you left the book. You went in there and got your coffee.
And water.
I have
2 hands.
You got pockets. You got a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Women and men don't do the same thing.
I noticed that you didn't choose to get up out of your chair and come around the table to go get it. How
No, I didn't. But women have a whole like different feeling about having enough hands. Like when I'm gonna go get something, if I don't have enough hands, I got a bra, I got a pocket, I get a bag. I'm gonna make that in one trip. I'm not doing two trips for no nothing just because I only got one hand or two hands free. I think I remember the other day you came in the room and you had cups in both hands and you
Yeah.
had spoons in the cups
hmm
and then your hands were full and I'm like,
I had like
that's
three
two
cups
things.
in the hands,
Yeah,
in
two
one hand,
cups.
and something else. But this morning, I have a coffee cup,
And
see,
it's full
that
of hot
doesn't
coffee.
have anything covering it,
Right.
and I did not want to risk potentially spilling a drop of coffee on the carpet. The
Oh.
other day, I had empty cups, so I could do more stuff. Okay. But anyway, this classic book here, 932, the 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions. Mr. Randall, the Rhino, the character that you see on the cover, is talking to his daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, and he wants her to be successful and happy for the rest of her life. And he gives us these words of wisdom, these words like courage and love. But the reviews I keep getting, shouts out to Kimberly Rouse Eccles, shout out to Beverly Knox Davis, shout out to Dr. Deborah Dunstan. The reviews I keep getting saying this book is applicable for adults. It's
The
not just for
book is
children.
applicable.
Lisa Santiago McNeill says the same thing. And the 3 most important skills, we're going to go with the 3 most important skills of this book this morning.
Yeah, I think I've personally appreciated that book as an adult as well, and having the opportunity to read it together. It's like to me, reading it together with a child even has additional value.
Shout out to Sister Sheila Gothard, who's not only read it to her grandchildren, she actually visited a school and read to the elementary school students
That's
this
right.
book. Sheila Gothard. There's several people, at least even more I could think of. Shout out to Brother Ernest James Usher.
I was actually singing this song in my head this morning.
I'm gonna get him too because he likes to talk junk about people that have Android phones. And I found a funny meme of like an iPhone user and an Android user.
Hey Cynthia, good morning Tamika.
So I can't wait
good
to share
morning
that to his page.
Stephania.
Yeah, I'm gonna share that with him. Can't wait to get him for that.
Stephanie says, good morning. It's a terrific Thursday. How are you all doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. We're doing fine.
I'm
We're
doing fine too. Praise God for the day that we have ahead of us today. We've had a wonderful week, business-wise and in our household, a week of clarity, a lot of things. We're getting some stuff done. We've had a wonderful week. Good morning, Mr. William Brown.
Good morning, William Brown. Thank you for joining us this morning. Looking forward to hear all about your Colorado retreat.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear more.
This time tomorrow, we're going to be on the road. We're going to be traveling tomorrow. Going up to Ocean City, Maryland. I'm looking forward to that trip as well.
I saw a spoof on Maryland about people who call it Maryland. It's supposed to be Merlin.
Yeah. Sure.
This week did fly, right? I thought you were saying you got flued out because Stephanie be getting flued out. She be going here and there and everywhere.
That's another thing that I love and respect about Stephanie. She's willing to put in the time, the energy, and the money to go and get it. She's going to get it. She'll go to this women's conference here, this leadership conference there, this business conference there. Not only Stephanie, but a lot of our friends.
Absolutely.
We tend to attract people that do that.
William Brown is getting flued out. He's headed to the airport in 30 minutes. He's going to be flued out to Colorado.
I mean, he's getting around.
Getting flued out. Leona said, I love Ocean City Beach. Well, that's where I'm going to be.
And that's where I'm going to be. Now, I'm actually going to be on the beach myself. Lisa's going to be in a conference room delivering to the sisters, empowering sisters to advanced retreat. Thank you, Stephanie Morris.
Stephanie says, safe travels, Will. Safe travels, William. We extend traveling mercies to
Amen.
you as you go to and reach your destination safely.
That's the important thing, traveling.
Please take a thoughtful, well, I don't have to even say that, but take a pensive moment during your journey.
I intend to as well. We got some driving ahead of us, but not that bad. 6 hours.
When he says we, he means him.
Yeah. I've reconciled to the fact that Lisa don't drive on the highway and at night or in the rain or
in traffic.
In traffic, okay. No, so I have to reconcile. I have to leave extra time because we're gonna take more breaks. You know,
Brian, we'll take a break, and he could take a break anywhere. Like stop the car, pull it over.
I'll go to the rest stop. Go to the rest stop and pull over and lay it back for 10 minutes. And that's what I need sometimes to get me going.
That's right, Leonda. She said, me either, Lisa. Nope, 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 nope. You want me to drive? You want me to drive the first hour the morning, in the daytime. Leonda said, I just navigate. Me don't even do that, child. I do not even navigate. I sleep or I watch. I don't really sleep that much. I will talk. We'll watch something with you, like we'll watch something together, comedy, or I could watch something by myself.
Or she'll play a game or whatever, something like that. Stuff that I would do if I was in the passenger seat, of course.
You can't do it when you're in the passenger seat with me. You don't even rest.
I do rest. I try to. Yeah, I am going to drive safely, and you going to do the morning show? Are you
going to do the morning show tomorrow?
We haven't decided yet, but we likely will. We likely will, Stephanie.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Leonda said, yes, you are the entertainment. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I told Lisa, like from the first days we was in the car together, you know, she's so pretty. So like when I first met Lisa, she was accustomed to being the boss of all her circles. She was like running things, rolling and controlling all her friends and all of her associates. Lisa was directing everything when I first met her. Okay. So she got in my car. It was like, go here and watch this and that. Hey, look, when you're in my car, your job is to what is it, Lisa? The two things. I said to 100 times. Your job is to sit there and
look pretty.
That's what I've told her umpteen times. Your job is to sit there and look pretty. I don't need none of that other stuff.
Craig Sav, good morning, my brother. He says good morning to everyone. It's a beautiful day to have a great, blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest. That's what I'm doing. I woke up this morning ready to enjoy it for the fullest.
Craig, I've been missing you, bro.
William Brown says same thing in my car. I drive, she sleeps. Amen.
Yeah, but I told Lisa, just sit there and look pretty.
That's right, Craig. She still is. The Bronx thing.
Lisa got to make sure that her thigh is available to me too. So whenever I need to feel me some thigh, she's right there. That's
I can't believe it just said that.
That's what I do.
That's what
I do when I drive. I grab me some thigh and some steering wheel and some stick. That's how we drive.
William Brown says,
you know that's the truth.
I tell her to just enjoy the ride. Yeah, well.
I tell Lisa, sit there and look pretty. That's it.
He insists that I just enjoy the ride. Now, sometimes I also work my passenger brake because his driving sometimes is a little bit harrowing for me.
Defensive?
Yeah, it's defensive. And see, the other thing is I choose to not watch the road. I can't control it. I can't, nothing, right? But then I have to, but because he goes through the whole drive like, look at this. Would you look at this? And he's yelling at the people. And we got a topic today, don't we?
Yeah, we do have a topic. We're going to get to our topic. But I think people who don't curse out other drivers in their car or don't highlight what's going on or don't notice knucklehead moves on the road, who don't get disturbed by people who can't drive in their lane. I think people who don't do those things are just not paying attention. Mm-hmm. I think that's a part of paying attention on the highway. You can notice the fool. Why is this fool driving 55 in the far left-hand lane? Get out the way. Look at that truck just cut off that other car right there. Oh my gosh, she's following too close.
I don't want to see none of it. I don't want to hear none of it.
He can't see her. She's following so close. He can't see her. Look at her. Oh my God, watch out. Look at this. That's how I drive.
And I don't want to. I don't want to participate in any of that conversation.
I'm like, this mug, right? How many people this motherfucker? This motherfucker right here. I flip them off, but I don't put it up in the window. I might do it down by the seat because I'm not going to be antagonistic. But I get a chance to relieve myself doing that. All right, that's none of that is the topic for today.
Right.
The topic for today
is the three most important skills. You want to give them what they are, or at least the first one, so we can talk about that.
Let's chop it up.
William said, I got one of those in my car. That's why I drive and encourage her to nap. Yes.
You're just not paying attention. If you don't do that, that means you're not paying attention. That's not being a safe driver. That's not being a safe driver if you don't pay attention to this
William Brown, I'm with you. I do not need the added aggravation.
Lisa, look.
And I'm like, why? Why bring me into this?
Because you in the daggone car too. Oh, it jazzes me up. And I know I got 6 hours to drive there, and I got 6 hours to drive back, and I'm going to do it in one weekend. Okay, that's 12 hours on the highway in one weekend. So I got to mentally prepare myself. I know it's coming, and I know there's going to be knuckleheads on the road. It's the same 3 crimes that they commit. All right, but that's the top
of it. Going too slow, in the wrong, going too slow, going too close, and what's the third one?
Not really get out of my way. Okay, you see me coming. Get out the way. If I'm in your rearview mirror and I'm way back here like this, okay, you're in the rearview mirror, you see I'm way back. And then you glance up again, now I'm closer to you. And then you glance up again, now I'm closer to you. And you glance again, and now I'm closer to you. And you glance again, I'm right behind you. Get the hell out the way!
Move. Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way!
Today's topic, the 3 most important skills
to manage yourself.
The first skill I'm going to mention is the ability to communicate.
The ability to communicate.
How well we communicate has so much to do with our happiness in life.
Yes.
So much to do with how far we go in life. Our ability to communicate. They say the number one indicator of whether a child, or one of the number one indicators of a child is going to be successful as an adult, this is like 2nd and 3rd graders, is their vocabulary, their ability to read. That's that thing about 3rd grade. If they don't read well by the 3rd grade, they're going to be in jail or they're going to be in crime. That's what they say. But the ability to read and the ability to communicate. If you're not a great communicator, just simply read more. If you read more, you'll start communicating the way you read. The ability to communicate is an essential skill. And how well we do that, marriages, businesses.
Do you think that's still a skill going forward now that we do so much communication with like symbols, emojis, like we don't even use words, and talking on the phone. The phone is like a device for communication without verbal, but it's,
and I think we're getting worse at it too. But the ability to communicate has so much to do. Lisa's right. I think we're getting worse at direct communication with a person.
You think so?
And I break down communication into 5 different facets. 5 different facets of communication. Number 1 is verbal speaking. You got to speak so that people can listen. The big-brained person who's got the degrees and the education,
but they can't articulate it,
and they use a lot of big words and industry jargon.
Mm-hmm.
Big words and industry jargon only is impressive to the person saying it. It's not impressive to anybody else. It's a turn off, and you don't communicate well that way.
Mm-hmm.
You're not communicating well. You're just not. So that's not the ability to communicate. So speaking. Listening is the other one. I think we listen ourselves into more good than we talk ourselves into. We listen ourselves into good things. So the ability to speak, the ability to listen, the ability to comprehend, comprehension. Sometimes the person you're speaking with is not great at explaining what they mean. But even that can't be a showstopper to you if you desire to be a great communicator, because you have to have the 4th criteria, which is the ability to ask questions. The ability to question skillfully enough to get the answers that you need. Questions. I use the Rudyard Kipling quote often. Almost at least several times a week I'm saying this quote. But it goes, I had 6 honest serving friends. They taught me all I knew. The names were what, where, when, which, why, and who. Those 6 questions that start with a W, and you can throw in the how. those 7 questions, the skillful use of those W questions and how get you clear communication. And then the 5th one is written, and I'm only talking about emails and text messages. How many times have you gotten in trouble because of a text message you sent?
The tone or the reception or the punctuation or the capitalization.
Any of that. The tone. They can't determine the tone, so they affix a tone. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what the emojis were supposed to do. Initially, when they were first introduced, they were supposed to help affix a tone. But then they became more than the words.
And I misinterpret, or I can misinterpret, and I'm not the only one. But we get into, not at least not specifically, but we probably have. But people don't understand sometimes a text or an email, and they get into tizzies because of text and email. And then when they finally talk to the person, they get the proper context.
Right.
Ugh.
That was one of the things back when I worked in a corporate job, that if I received an email and responded back to an email and they came back with another question, I was not going to email anymore. We're going to talk, because we're going to figure out what we're really talking about. Obviously, we don't understand.
You said something a moment ago, how people think they want to use their text and emojis more than actually communicating. It frustrates me today, even today. If someone wants to communicate with me, a prospective client or a new associate or whatever, and they start sending me messages on text, after about 2 or 3 of them, I'm really tired of it, personally. But they want to continue the conversation via text. And you've seen how I act about that.
Yeah, but so what's interesting about that is some people think that by sending you a text, they can save the thought and you can get to it whenever you feel like it.
Okay. If we're having communication, if we're trying to set aside something or schedule something or whatever something, am I old? Am I curmudgeonly now?
Yes. I had but not because of that, but yes. I had an interaction at one point where the individual would always use voice text. Like she would send me voice clips. And that would mean that I had to stop what I'm doing and go where nobody else can hear your voice, right, and listen to your text before I could move on with anything.
Right.
And I asked several times, can you just use your voice to type the text and send it to me so that I'll know whether or not it's urgent, whether or not I can get to it or whatever. But I understand now that the intention was never to have her text misinterpreted, but you also ain't never gonna have your text heard, because I can't. Right. I can read faster than I can listen.
Yep.
And I can interact with more than one thing at the same time. So if I'm listening to a Zoom and I can read your text, I can do that, right? But I can't listen to a Zoom and listen to your text at the same time.
That's right. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning,
Talking
beautiful.
about the 3 most important skills. Number 1 is the ability to communicate in your life.
Communication is so key.
In your life. Arguments very often happen because of lack of communication. You know, we do this trainings where we talk about people's dominant communication styles. Dominant communication styles. Some people are visual people, and that's the way they prefer to be talked to. They'll say things like, this is how it looks to me, or I see it this way. You're not seeing my point. Or I imagine it going nowhere. I picture it like that. These visual terms, all this visual stuff, you know, they got to form a picture. That's how they communicate. And then you got other people who are auditory people. I heard that. The voice tonality matters to them so much. The way you sound matters to them a lot. They think they could determine how honest or dishonest the person is by the tone of their voice. Auditory people, they gotta, I heard that, or this is what it sounds like to me, or you talking good. They use all these auditory terms.
Samika says the lack of communication leads to frustration and aggravation.
Yeah, they're not getting it. And then you got some kinesthetic people that got to get a feel for everything. Every room is hot in here, cold in here. You know, this doesn't feel right. It makes my skin crawl. You know, it feels good. I like how they feel. All these feelings. So you can get into a situation where 2 people, a husband and wife, and she's arguing, you're not seeing this the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, but you're not listening to me. He's speaking dominant auditory. She's speaking dominant visual, and the communication is lacking. One of them needs to stop and hear the other person completely the way they're saying it. That's what's going on. Okay?
That could be one perspective.
That could be one perspective. Okay.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
Sister Sheila Gothard. We're talking about 3 most important skills, and we're highlighting now the skill of the ability to communicate, how that has so much to do with how your life turns out, right? The ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And it could be troubles or success.
I think that is the one area that we lost communication. We were talking about it briefly yesterday, that we are probably the last generation that our children will know our music.
Yeah, Lisa said that in the car. It made me think about it. She's probably right. Go ahead.
Because we don't, the children are listening to their own music in their heads, in their earphones. We're listening to our own music. Nobody's listening to music in the car.
My kids knew about James Brown because I played it in the car, and they knew all the songs. They were forced to listen to their parents' music, and they got to know their parents' music because of that.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
You know, in this country, until 2016, we chose our leaders by how well they spoke and how well they debated. Okay. I mean, they have a debate, they have several debates. And based upon who spoke well, who communicated their message best, who was able to defend their argument and make plausible accusations the best, ended up becoming the leader because they spoke the best.
The great debaters.
The debaters, the people who could speak the best. But that stopped in 2016 because that guy could not speak well. And he got trounced in all 3 debates, but he still became the president. Okay, so that's when that ended, in my opinion. It ended in 2016. But up until then, in the 200 years of this country, the better speakers, we have always chosen our leaders by the ability to speak. We chose our leaders that way. Even before the United States was the United States, going back in old school Europe, going back in old school Asia, going back all the way to biblical times, the speakers. Now, not only the speakers became great leaders, okay, because Moses was not a great speaker.
Not initially, and that was in his opinion.
Yeah.
We know how sometimes your own opinion might not always be the right one.
Yep. So that's the first skill that we consider one of the most important skills, the ability to communicate.
The ability to communicate.
That's the first one. The second one, the ability to brace yourself. This is one of the essential skills of navigating your way successfully through life. And I don't care what you say, it's going to be hard to defeat this or beat this.
Hard to defend against it.
Yes, hard to defend against this point. The ability to sell. The ability to sell. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sheila says, I pick my church based on how well the pastor speaks.
Amen.
How well he speaks or how well he preaches or the style of preaching. Because that's a good point too. Because I think I have the same perspective. I do think that I have chosen churches on the charisma of the pastor and how he or she articulates anything.
And guess who else has done that too? Not only you and Sheila, but guess who else has done the same thing? Pick the church based upon the preacher's word, how they preached and how they spoke to their congregation. If they came across as speaking to their congregation with love and encouragement, I like them more. If they can deliver a word, that's even a plus. Okay. Because we've all heard preachers come up there and just rail against their congregation. I've heard some.
Not against their own congregation.
Yes.
That's usually what the visiting preacher does.
Well, the evangelists come in and do that. But I've heard preachers fuss at their own church about, that's all y'all gonna put in?
I don't know about that.
I'm sending that plate around again because this is ridiculous.
I think that depends upon the relationship of the pastor with their church.
Yeah, they know their people. They can get away with that. But if a visitor saw that like me, we can't handle that. But we pick our church based on how well we pastor speaking. Stephanie Morris mentioned it yesterday. She's feeling the urge to get back into Toastmasters. Lisa mentioned it yesterday as well. Toastmasters is an essential. If you earn $1 based upon how well you communicate, if any part of your world is improved by how well you communicate, Toastmasters, a tour through Toastmasters, I believe is an essential use of your time as a grown-up. And
hey, Dr. Deborah.
If you've never tried Toastmasters, I believe you've just not taken yourself seriously enough. Yes, that's how strongly I believe in it. Toastmasters, I've been a part of 5 different Toastmasters organizations since 2002. That's when I first started my first one, 2002. So, but over time, as we move around, we go from club to club. I'm in a club or out of club. We even had our own for a while.
So the ability to communicate
is number 1.
Ability to sell
is number 2. The ability to sell. 3. Wait. You want to say all 3 now?
Oh, no.
Or do you want to defend the point? Let's talk about the ability to sell first.
Tamika says, what is Toastmasters? Toastmasters is an organization that helps people with leadership skills, particularly in the form of public speaking.
Yes.
They do things like table topics. They also do things
where you have impromptu speaking,
where they give you a topic and you have 1 minute. They give you specific speeches that you get to actually prepare and present, and they have lots of competitions as well, locally, and most of them went virtual in 2018, but they have competitions locally, regionally, and nationally and internationally.
Every city in the world has several Toastmasters clubs. And the proliferation of virtual Toastmasters club
started in 2020.
Around 2020, a lot of clubs went to virtual. Go to Toastmasters with an S.org. Toastmasters.org. And you can find, they have them in all the time slots, morning, afternoon, evening, weekday and weekend. Visit a few clubs.
You can visit without joining. You can visit, I think, up to a couple of times, but they don't usually shoot you out anyway.
Right. And if you decide to join a club, you cannot beat the value. It's about $40 a year.
For the whole year.
For a year. Yeah, about $45 for the year. You cannot beat the value.
And it's very structured. It's very structured. They have what you call as tracks. The tracks have different objectives now. And there are different roles in there that people can participate in the running and the organization of the club as volunteers. And
it's the best leadership training and the best speaking training. So I might as well do the 3 most important skills: the ability to communicate, the ability to sell, and the ability to lead. Toastmasters does a phenomenal job at developing leadership skills. Leadership skills. They help you develop. I have been a president of 4 different Toastmasters clubs in my life. Okay.
Sheila said, I enjoy Toastmasters. Timing has been my enemy.
You can find time for anything.
No, not finding time. Timing the length of your talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lisa has the same challenge.
8 seconds. Or was it 8 seconds? 7 seconds. My talk was 7 seconds.
In a competition that she wanted to win. She had won a couple of competitions and she was on the 3rd level. And
I was in the regional level.
She wanted to win and she could have won. Her talk was that good, but she went over
by 7 seconds.
And ironically, I happened to be
the timekeeper,
the chief judge. I wasn't the timekeeper. I was the chief judge
of the timers,
of the judges of the competition. There was 3 of us. I was the chief judge, and I had the call. We were watching the clock.
You should not have been a judge.
I was the chief judge.
I thought that's BS.
Well, whatever. I ended up being the chief judge. There was 3 judges. We had our timer right there in front of us. All 3 of us saw the time at the same time, and I was the chief judge. Okay, so I could have told them anything. I
didn't want you to be the judge, or I didn't want you to skew the outcome in any way. But I didn't know. I thought you were a timekeeping judge. I thought there were other people that were actually generating whether or not the talk was provocative.
We were right there next to each other. I was a judge. Okay,
That's
I was the
chief
judge. Conflict of interest, yeah. Well, whatever.
Right, Sheila.
That's what happened in that competition. Okay, what do you have to spend that much time on that for? That's what
because
it was.
I didn't. This was 5 years ago, and all this time I thought that you were merely the timekeeping judge, which I didn't even want that. But you were also a judge.
The other two judges was looking at me. The other two judges, they knew she was my wife. The other two judges were looking at me like, "What do you want to do, B?
Nothing.
What do you want to do?"
Nothing. I'm glad you did nothing, but you should not have even been in that
position.
I did
something. I said she's going to be disqualified because I had to make the call. So she's disqualified. Okay?
Good.
Okay. But anyway, what's the point? We spent all that time on that.
Yes, because that was it was a conflict of interest.
Jesus.
You should have never been the judge, no kind of judge.
I was though. Okay, maybe I was the only one. Okay, but anyway, that's how it happened that time. But timing is important. Leadership skills.
I'm not a long talker.
Leadership skills. You don't long talk when you preach. No, I'm
not a long talker.
You preach for a short time.
I do my Toastmasters for a short time as well. My time went over because I repeated the last sentence of my closing. And I had it already timed to the second, but then I said it again.
Yeah, I was rooting for you to stop talking.
I don't even want to think about the fact that
I was trying to tell her to cut it off. Stop.
No,
I didn't do none of that.
They had lights in the back. Red, yellow, green.
Yeah,
lights in the back. Anyway,
so the ability to lead, and when we say the ability to lead, it used to be thought of, especially in the 80s and the 90s, with the proliferation of leadership books. That's when Search of Excellence came out. Warren Bennett's On Leadership. There was a bunch of leadership books, and it seemed like a 1 Minute Manager, leadership skills kind of books. But the thing about leadership, there was a proliferation of this thought: we will pay you more for what you can get done through other people. That was the skill. Can you get them to do stuff? The person that could get others motivated enough and productive enough was a skill that was in high demand. Absolutely. And it still is. Who can get the most out of those people?
Absolutely.
That's leadership skills.
Good morning, Brother Mark. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Well. So the 3 most important skills, the first version, oops, I let that slip. The first version, the ability to communicate, the ability to sell. The first version of 932.
You had another one?
I got another one coming.
Oh,
another 932 with another 3 most important skills. Not the same skills, but I'm not ready to reveal that to the world yet, Good. Lisa. I keep trying to keep it a secret, but you keep pulling mine out. Anyway, I got another one coming. So anyway, but getting stuff done through people, and then it evolved. Instead of us talking so much about leading others, the leadership conversation seemed to shift about leading ourselves. How do we manage our own collection of gifts, skills, and talents and time? How do we manage our time? Are you a good leader of yourself? And then that's when you start seeing the proliferation of things like more and more vision boarding and more visualizing, because we have to learn how to lead ourselves. So the focusing to shift to me, from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So the ability to lead, the ability to sell. When I say sell, the ability to get another person to do something that you want them to do, to get the other person to exchange money in exchange of your idea, your product, or your service, to get time, to get your child to sit back from the television or back from that used to be back from the television. Now it's all in their hands.
But I think it's also the ability to sell, to get people to buy, to sell their time, because leading a volunteer organization is really different than leading a business organization. I've had to talk to several of my nonprofit founders, particularly as new nonprofit founders and executive directors. They often think that the volunteers should be treated or should respond the same way employees do, but they don't. And it's different. And there's a different motivator. than currency.
Mhm.
When you're dealing with a volunteer,
No diggity.
there's a different motivation to get them to do X, Y, and Z, and there's also a different way to respond when whatever your X, Y, and Z was is not done the way that you particularly would have wanted it to be done.
Which leads to leadership skills too. So Brother Mark Greer submits Toastmasters. Great organization. When I competed in the World Championships of public speaking, a guy spoke for nearly 9 minutes. He was disqualified because he went over the 5 to 7 minute timeline. However, his speech was about his daughter. The disqualification was worth it because his daughter was there. It was just a father speaking to his daughter in front of all these people. It was a beautiful thing. This is probably off topic, but the Toastmasters reference made me remember the moment. Amen. Man, Mark, I had competed one time too, and I had memorable moments too. And I had made it to the state. I went past the 3 levels. I was past the regional. I was in the state competition, and my talk was good. And I was wanting to win. I had rehearsed it, and I had a team of my club had assembled like 4 people to coach me up. And so we were working as a team. We was living in Raleigh, North Carolina. We all came to Great Wolf Lodge is when they had this thing here in Charlotte. Concord. So Concord, all 5 of us came in. We had a hotel because they were supporting me. And I gave an amazing talk. I delivered. You know, it was about hope. It was about hope when the rescue those people from the fire. It was a real story. It delivered well. It moved the audience to emotion. And I didn't even come in first, second, or third. I came in like after that. Although 3 judges told me they voted me to win afterwards. It was like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 judges. I don't know. I went to the after party and the judges kept coming. Man, I thought you won, but I didn't. But the guy that won, Mark, he was jumping around the stage. He was a young guy. He was jumping around the stage. And he dropped the microphone. Okay, he was jumping so much. He was giving his talk and through a lot of energy, and he dropped his microphone.
Accidentally, or was
accidentally?
Okay.
And but he recovered smooth. He dropped his microphone, and it kind of rolled away from him because he went over there, grabbed the microphone, and he picked it up and smiled. And he goes, "And in life, that can happen too." And then he went back into his talk. And I'm gonna tell you how cocky I was that I thought I had won. At the banquet, we had this when it was going to announce the winners that night. We all had these round tables, and everybody was there. It was kind of a nice event. Everybody had on suits and dresses and all that kind of stuff. And I had taken off my suit jacket, and I had rolled up my sleeves a little bit so I could eat my dinner. So then, when they started announcing it, the winners, they started with third place. Then they named the third place winner was this lady. She gave an interesting talk. She had 2 chairs on the stage, and she did one chair from her as if she was her autistic sister, another chair as she was the big sister. So she would do her sister in one chair and get up and do her sister in another. And she came in third place. Now, I knew my talk was better than hers. So when I saw they announced her at third place, I rolled my sleeves down and buttoned it up because I figured I was going to have to put my jacket on and go on up there. I was so cocky when they named her third place. I know I beat her. And then there was another lady I thought I did a great job too. She didn't even place at all. And then they named this other lady who I didn't think was that good at all in second place. How did she get second place? She did. And then they named that young guy for the winner. I was like shocked. I was surprised. That was my experience. Okay. And Mark, if you and I had competed against each other in Toastmasters, I would hope that you would bring your A game and you give the best talk you ever gave in your life. And then I beat you. That's how I would want to do it. Because I like to win when they bring it. When I know their talk is good, that jazzes me up and I win. Okay. The ability to speak, the ability to communicate, the ability to sell, and the ability to lead others and yourselves is what we're proffering as the 3 most important skills.
Is today Shirley's birthday?
Shirley who?
Dejanette Wyatt.
She
I
said
know it was
something.
this week,
She said, "This is my birthday week." I don't know what that means, but
we haven't seen her this morning.
you're not born over a whole week. You're born on a birthday.
Ask
That's
her
why I think birthday week and birthday months are corny. It don't take you a whole month to get born.
mother. It's time for us to thank our viewers.
Okay, what do you say about Leonda?
Leonda Banks Patterson rocks
It's too much.
steady, steady rocking all night long.
Leonda, wait. Leonda rocks steady. Instead of all that.
Steady rocking all night long.
Leonda rocks. That's how we're gonna do it.
Steady.
How about that,
Stephanie.
Leonda? Go ahead.
Life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above
And
things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Leonda says she likes it. I was reading and doing two different things, and I could see that William was next.
Okay, I didn't see it. All right, William Brown is up next. He has a song too. Good morning to our friend Will.
Nobody thinks like him still.
We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Will. Do you have an appointment right after the show today?
I do.
Dang.
Why?
Because I'm my first appointment today is not until 11. So I got time between 10 and 11
To do what?
to either follow up and work or enjoy that big pancake breakfast that you was going to make. She's not going to do it now, y'all. Because I was like, oh, man, I got a whole hour. This is amazing. I get to have me some pancakes this morning. Tamika Ford is in the house. Tamika, give us your jam. Give us a song for you, Tamika.
I thought you had given two Yaney songs to Tamika.
What's that?
And it's Tamika.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah. And it's Tamika. She's walking in her destiny, the only one for me. Her name's Tamika. Let's go with that. Let's go, please.
That's Stephanie there.
Okay.
And William Brown. Did we do William Brown?
Yes, I just did.
Did it? I didn't pay attention. Or I lost it or something.
You sang
Craig
it with
Saab.
me.
I know. Craig Saab.
1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze. Craig. Let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape. Craig, there was one day this week that you missed, and I was thinking, man, Craig would have loved this topic.
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly is in the place.
Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Good morning, Dr. Beverly and her peeps at her office.
Sheila, storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh, that's Sheila Gothard. Sheila was just the MC of some event I saw pass through Facebook. Congratulations, see?
Dr. Deborah, trauma healing and manifestation coach.
They are virtual Toastmasters. Just look them up, toastmasters.org, and they do fit every time slot. There's one or two clubs that's in every time slot.
Speaking of manifestation cards, I actually am bringing back the Amazing Mindfulness cards. They are back in my store. The Amazing Mindfulness cards, I will have a new shipment in this next week.
What is an Amazing Mindfulness card?
Amazing Mindfulness cards are cards that help you remember I am and all the things that you are, and I will and all the things that you will, and I have all the things that you have, and I can all of the things that you can do.
They're cards that Lisa put together with a motivational message and a scripture background of it. They're pretty to look at, and they're just reminder cards. They're about the size of a deck of cards. So they're called Amazing Mindfulness cards with an amazing message on them.
Deal yourself an amazing day, and then I'll be able to bring them back out for Brother Craig because I've missed them too. I gave away my last set, so I had to get a new set for me. So
you gave away your last set of cards?
Yes.
As much as we had used them.
Yes,
cards?
And that's why I went ahead and ordered a new shipment.
Okay, Mark Greer has a song too, and it goes, "So why'd you get Get around it.
So low you can't get under a hat.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. Mark Greer submits. I won in 2011.
Of course you did.
My competition was 2012 that I was mentioning earlier, but anyway, Mark won in 2011. I came in second in my semifinal round in Las Vegas. Of course you did. I thought I was garbage. My timing was off, and I just wasn't at my best for whatever reason. I would even say undeserving. Undeserving. However, Johnny Campbell, rest in peace. Johnny was my boy.
Yes.
Can you scroll so I can see the whole thing, please? However, Johnny Campbell, rest in peace, came up to me afterwards and said he thought I had won. Mark Hunter told me not to change a thing. To say I was blown away is an understatement. It also served as a valuable lesson. I don't speak for me. It's all about what others get from the words you speak.
Amen.
Amen. He just named some giants too, Johnny Campbell and Mark Hunter. At that level, the generosity of Johnny Campbell was amazing. He became a good friend of Lisa and I. I met up with him again in New Orleans. We met up with him again when we spoke in Corpus Christi, Texas. And he was just bunching around when we were doing more speaking. But Johnny Campbell was a friend of mine. He was always so generous to me and loving to me. He would call me out the blue, check on me. I would check on him. We became really good friends, me and Johnny Campbell. And I remember several times we spoke on the same platform. But I remember the first time that we spoke on the same platform was in that season, Mark. And I knew my game was tight. I don't even think you and I were probably we were together. Yeah, I'm sure we were together. But there was this speaking opportunity where it was Johnny Campbell, me, and little white dude, man. Some little white dude here in Charlotte.
Barney?
Barney. Yes, Barney.
His last name not Brown, but Barney.
But Barney. Us three were speaking. But Johnny was the headliner. Okay. And they knew me. I was like, and Johnny was there. I said, look, it's hard to follow me in a talk. Okay. Y'all want to do that to Johnny? And Johnny had heard about me, and Johnny Campbell said, he's right. Let Brian finish it up because this is going to be a big event. So Johnny spoke next to last.
Barney Barnum, that's it.
Yeah, Johnny spoke next to last, and I spoke last when Johnny was there. And Johnny always brings it, but I brought it too, man. It was a good event, and we went for it.
Kimberly says, LOL, pancakes. Yeah, he wants some pancakes.
Kimberly Marie Jackson, you can get a song, Kimberly. Kimberly, suggest something for us. Kimberly Marie
That
Jackson.
Got to have popcorn in it, and you can't put Rock You in it.
I'm not going to put Rock You in it, but I want Kimberly to help us find the jam. Go back down, baby.
Yeah, we got more comments. Leonda said, I like that. Me too. I'm blessed for that day. For your birthday, you're blessed for that day, the birthday day.
Yeah.
And she says, love it, guys. She loves her song. And she says, love you guys. She loves us too. We love you, man.
Sheila Gothard says,
our ancestors ask us to celebrate as much as we want because they did not have the privilege of documenting dates to have celebrations. You know, there's a lot.
But we do have.
There's a lot of different. There's a lot of different reasons behind celebrating and not celebrating that are either there can be ancestral, they could be according to your family, they could be according to your upbringing, like your religion or whatever. There's a lot of things. So I think that you celebrate whatever you feel like celebrating.
Whatever.
I celebrate my birthday and my half birthday.
Whatever.
Because my birthday is in January and January is cold. There's not a lot of places to go. So I celebrate my birthday again in June 12th and in January 12th.
Which is her real birthday. Kimberly, you can get a song. Help us find you a song.
She wants Montel Williams. This is how we do
No,
it.
that's my song.
That's not your song.
That's my song to come out on stage.
Right.
But you can have it here, Kimberly. Kimberly Marie Jackson.
You stop with she's decadence popcorn too.
Okay, this is how we do it. Decadence Popcorn. We gotta say her name too, baby. So we gotta. That's a good one, Kimberly. That's a good one. We gotta work it out. We gotta work it out. Dr. Deborah says Mark's song.
Mark's song makes me want to dance.
Yeah, because you were dancing. You was in parties when that song came out.
I was dancing to like I said, I was dancing to James Earl Usher.
Yeah.
Ernest James Usher.
Yeah, I'm gonna get his butt today. But you were probably partying when that song first came out. Flashlight and One Nation Under a Groove.
One Nation Under a Groove.
It's time for us to go.
We appreciate you. Yeah, we went over. We love you. We hope that you have a great day. We will either see you tomorrow morning or we will play a replay. So either way, you're going to get a dose of us.
Leandra says.
Yes, however do you want it? Got to meet people where they at sometimes. Yes, sometimes you got to meet people where they at.
Yes, but we got to go.
See you later. And don't forget